Welcome to the High School Huddle on the Dodge Sports Desk at Pubco Studios. My name is Brandon Chapman. I'm joined by Ryan Aber. He's the boys basketball writer for the Oklahoman. And it's tournament week, and there are some great tournaments going on around the state. So Ryan, in the city area, there's some pretty good tournaments going on. Which ones are you looking forward to?
Well, I think there's two that I'm really looking forward to. The first one on both the boys and the girls side, a lot of great teams at the Carl Albert tournament. On the boys side, you've got the top four teams from 5A with Booker T. Washington, Guthrie, Carl Albert, and Ardmore, and some other great teams. You've got Midwest City and Tulsa Union there, Millwood. And on the girls side, you've got Del City, Carl Albert, and some tough teams from outside the city area. Another one I'm looking forward to at a little bit smaller schools is out at Newcastle. They've got a great boys tournament out there that really is pretty deep. 7 out of the 8 teams, I think, on the boys' side have a chance to win the thing. You've got St. Mary's, who's undefeated, ranked number 1 in Class 3A for the first time, according to the new OKRankings.com poll. You've got the host Newcastle. Elk City has played pretty well. They've been inconsistent. Could see them making a run. And Noble, who gets St. Mary in the first round, that's a tough matchup for them. And also Washington's going to be out there.
All right, there's some other great tournaments going on just around the state. What are some of the tournaments you expect to be competitive?
Well, I think a couple of the ones I look at are the Jinx tournament. Obviously up there in Jinx is a great tournament every year. You've got the host team, who I've got number 1 in the recent power poll. They're number 1 in 6A. You've got Edmond Santa Fe, who was picked to be the 3rd best team in Edmond this year, and they're really looking like the best. After losing all those players from that state tournament team last year, they're really playing well. They get a tough first-round matchup with the Oklahoma City Storm, a team that I think a lot of people don't know a whole lot about, but they've got a young man down there, Rex Farmer, who's as good a player probably as there is around. And also Northeast is up there, a team that, again, not a whole lot of people expected much from, but they've really played well of late and moving up that 4A poll.
All right. Well, you have Jinx, as you said, atop your power poll. Why do you have them up there?
Well, it's hard to argue with undefeated in 6A. There could be an argument made for Tulsa Memorial, whose lone loss came to an out-of-state team. And I think in the end, Tulsa Memorial could still be the best team. Putnam City still could be the best team, as a lot of their losses, with the exception of the one Monday in Massachusetts, which was against a very good St. Anthony's team, were without Xavier Henry. And now that Henry's back, they're really looking like a team that could challenge for a state title. So I look at 1, 2, 3 as being very bunched together, but like I said, it's hard to argue with undefeated.
Okay. And in your small school poll, you have Red Oak atop that poll. Why are they up there?
Well, easy. They're a Class B school, but they went 2-1 in the Tournament of Champions, acquitted themselves really well. They've got 2 legitimate D1 players, which I can't think of any 3A or below school that does. I think that there's no question in my mind that they deserve to be right where they are.
All right. Well, looking at the classes below 6A and 5A, is there any class that's really surprised you with just the depth and talent in it?
Yeah, I think I've got to go with Class B. We talked about Red Oak, but Red Oak made the state tournament last year but didn't even get close to winning it because Stringtown did. Stringtown has back pretty much the main components of last year's team. They've won 2 consecutive state titles. They're undefeated. They haven't played the schedule that maybe I would have liked to have seen them play, and they have played in the past, but they still are undefeated. They get a chance to play Red Oak in early February or late January. That should be a great game. And also, you've got to talk about Garber there, who also played really well in that Tournament of Champions. Their only 2 losses were they lost to Tulsa Union, one of the top teams in 6A, by 11 points, and they lost to Metro Christian, one of the best teams in 3A. They were ranked number 1 until last week, when they stumbled a bit against some higher competition. But all 3 of those teams could conceivably win championships in A, 2A, 3A, and probably even contend in 4A. I mean, there's a lot of really good Class B teams, and it's something I haven't seen, the depth in a class like that in a long time.
Sounds like an unusually deep class there. Well, Ryan, we appreciate your expertise. Thanks for watching the High School Huddle. We'll be back next week on the Dodge Sports Desk as we continue to provide the best high school coverage in the state.
Let's see it.